All right, let's talk about talking. It's something we do all day, every day, without even thinking about it, right? But what if I told you that every single word you say is one of the most complex things your body knows how to do? It feels so simple, but it's not. Let's get into it. I mean, really. Have you ever just stopped and wondered how that works? How a thought, just this idea in your head, turns into an actual sound that travels through the air and into someone else's ear? It's a wild journey, and it all kicks off with just one breath. Yep, you heard that right. Making a single sound involves dozens of muscles, all moving with insane speed and accuracy. It's like this perfectly coordinated dance happening inside your head and throat, all without you even realizing it. And, when just one tiny piece of that dance is off, it can make a really big difference in how you sound. So let's talk about someone like Harry. For him, that little R sound is a real challenge. A word like ring comes out sounding like wing. Now, to help him fix that, a speech therapist can't just say, make the R sound. They need to know exactly what's going on inside his mouth, what his tongue should be doing. And that's why we're going to pull back the curtain and look at this whole process, piece by piece.
Okay, so where does it all start? Well, whether you're whispering or yelling, every single sound you make has the exact same starting point: your lungs. Think of them as the engine, the power plant for your voice.
And this here is basically our roadmap. The whole speech machine is made up of 4 interconnected systems. You've got the respiratory, phonatory, resonatory, and articulatory systems. We're going to start right at the bottom with the power source and work our way up. So the respiratory system, its main job, obviously, is breathing, keeping us alive. But it has this amazing side hustle, providing the fuel for speech. It gives us that steady, controlled puff of air that becomes the raw material for every word. And this is how we get that fuel. When you take a breath in, your diaphragm, that big muscle down there, it contracts and lowers. Your rib cage expands. That creates a vacuum that just sucks air right into your lungs. And that air, that's pure potential energy, just waiting to be turned into sound. Okay, so we're fueled up, the air is in our lungs, now what? Well, that air travels up from your lungs and hits your larynx, what most of us call the voice box. This is the next stop on our journey, the phonatory system. This is where the magic happens, where silent air starts to make some noise. Tucked inside your larynx are your vocal folds, and as that air from your lungs pushes past them, they start to vibrate like crazy. We're talking hundreds of times a second. This vibration creates a raw, buzzing sound. That's the basic pitch of your voice. The guitar string analogy is perfect here. It's like you've just plucked the string. You've got a note, but you don't have a song. Not yet. All right, so we've gone from silent air to a buzzing sound. The next job is to take that raw buzz and actually shape it into the sounds we recognize as speech. And this part of the process is super dynamic. So that buzz travels up from the voice box and into what we call the vocal tract. That's just a fancy term for the open spaces in your throat, mouth, and even your nose. These spaces are like the body of an acoustic guitar. They take that raw buzz from the strings, or in our case, the vocal folds, and they amplify it, they shape it, they give it its unique tone and quality. It's what makes your voice sound like your voice. And one of the real MVPs here is the velum. That's the soft palate at the back of the roof of your mouth. Think of it like a little trapdoor or a traffic cop for air. Go on, try this right now. Say ba, ba, ba. See? All the air is coming out of your mouth. That's because the velum is up, blocking the path to your nose. Now try saying ma, ma, ma. Feel that? The velum dropped, and now the air and sound are coming out your nose. It's just one tiny movement, but it creates 2 completely different sounds. So cool. Okay, last stop on the manufacturing line. This is where we do all the fine-tuning. This is the articulatory system, and it's basically all the moving parts in your mouth, your tongue, your lips, your teeth. These are the final sculptors that give each sound its precise shape. And here's the key takeaway. Every single sound in a language is made by these sculptors doing something specific at a specific place. You bring your lips together for a P sound. You tap the tip of your tongue right behind your top teeth for a T. You raise the back of your tongue for a K. It's this incredibly precise choreography, this dance of articulators, that lets us make all the sounds we need to speak. So now we know how the machine works, right? Let's talk about what it makes. All speech sounds basically fall into 2 big buckets: vowels and consonants.
And the difference between them is really, really simple but fundamental.
First up, vowels. Think of vowels as open highway sounds. When you say something like ah, or e, or ooh, the air is just flowing freely from your lungs right out of your mouth. There's nothing blocking it. The only thing changing the sound is where your tongue is and what shape your lips are making.
Consonants are the total opposite. They're all about putting up roadblocks. To make any consonant, you have to block, squeeze, or redirect that stream of air somewhere. Just make a T sound. Go ahead. T, t, t. Feel that? Your tongue completely stops the air for a tiny moment right behind your teeth. That little blockage, that's what makes it a consonant.
So let's break it down. Vowels are open. They're pretty much always voiced, meaning your vocal folds are vibrating, and they're the heart of a syllable. Consonants are constricted. They can be voiced, like a buh, or you feel a buzz, or voiceless, like a puh, which is just a puff of air. They're the sounds that frame the vowels.
Okay, so we've got this super complex system making all these different sounds. It could seem totally chaotic, right? But it's not. Scientists who study speech, phoneticians, have come up with these really cool maps to organize every single possible sound a human can make. When it comes to consonants, the map is basically a grid, kind of like a spreadsheet. One column tells you the place, where in your mouth the sound is made. So for a P, it's the lips. The other column tells you the manner, how you're messing with the air. For P, it's a complete stop. So every consonant has its own set of coordinates, its own unique address on this map. Now, this vowel chart looks super abstract, I know. But get this, it's actually a map of the inside of your mouth, turned on its side. The top is where your tongue is high, the bottom is where it's low. Left is the front of your mouth, right is the back. So for a sound like E, your tongue is high and forward. For ah, it's low and back. Try it. E, ah, E, ah. You can literally feel your tongue moving around on this map. It's wild. But hold on, there's one more layer to this that is just mind-blowing. We don't make sounds like we're typing on a keyboard one letter at a time. It's not neat and separate. Our mouths are incredibly lazy in the best way possible. They're always thinking ahead, getting ready for the next sound before we've even finished the one we're on. This is a concept called co-articulation. You can feel this yourself. Say the word see, see. Notice how your lips are kind of stretched in a smile? That's because they're already getting ready for that big E vowel. Okay, now say Sue, Sue. Feel that? Even as you're making this sound at the beginning, your lips are already rounding up, getting ready for the oo sound. That's co-articulation. It's what makes our speech flow together so smoothly instead of being all choppy. So in the end, making a sound isn't a straight line. It's this messy, overlapping, beautiful dance. It really isn't like stringing beads together. It's much more like a flowing river. So the next time you're just chatting with someone, take a second and just listen. Listen to yourself. What other amazing things are happening, hiding in plain sight, right inside your own voice?